Hi everyone, my name is Shannon and welcome to King Family Farm and welcome to my grow room. So today I want to talk to you about starting seeds and the items that you can use to start seeds. This does not have to be an expensive endeavor. You can reuse all kinds of things. I use soil blockers. I'm a commercial grower. I'm tight on space and they work really well for me. But if you're just starting out, you really only need a couple of things to get started with seed growing. And I really think that seed starting is something that's just perfect for beginners. You do not need to be an experienced gardener to start from seed. So the very first thing you're going to need is some seeds. So this is a jalapeno. You can see I've already opened this packet before. So you need your seeds, but you also need something to plant your seeds in. So you need a soil medium. I don't use seed starting mixes. They're usually sterile, which means that they have no nutrients in them. And I'm not a big fan of sterile soil. I do use potting mix when I'm starting in trays and flats, and you've seen it with my onions and that in those videos, that I do use a potting mix. So that's what this is here. And you can see it's got some perlite in it, and it's light. And the lightness is important. You don't want a heavy, dense soil. So you don't want to start your seeds in garden soil because it's just too heavy. And it'll hold that moisture and it'll compact down and the seeds will have such a hard time getting going. So you really want to start with a potting mix. And it's going to have some nutrients already built into it, so you're probably not going to need to fertilize it, depending on how long you keep your plants in the containers that you're using them. But if you start them on time and you don't start too early, you shouldn't need to add any kind of nutrients to your soil. So this is just a nice light potting mix. I've actually recycled this. I've sifted out to get any of the really big chunky stuff out because you don't want that in your pots. But that's it. That's all you need. And then you need something to put that soil in. And you don't have to go out and buy pots. Now, I do have some pots that I've purchased before. These came from the dollar store. They work just fine. You can reuse them. My only issue with them is, of course, you have to buy them. And if you're just starting out in gardening, a lot of people are starting this because they found vegetables are very expensive and they want to grow their own food. So if you have to buy something, it gets more expensive. So you can absolutely reuse a container. So you can use a yogurt container like this, and then you want to take something like this. This is a nice pick, but you can use an awl. And you want to pop some holes in the bottom of it, just like that, for some drainage, okay? Because you want the water to be able to come out. You don't want your plants sitting in water, right? One of the things that most new gardeners do is that they kill their plants with kindness. They overwater, and you need that to be able to drain. So that is also one of the reasons why I prefer a potting mix over like those Jiffy pucks that you soak in water and they expand right up. First, you need a container to put them in. This will stand on its own. And I find it really hard to control the moisture in them. And there's also that like net around them that's kind of plasticky, and you need to cut that off, before you plant it. So you've still got like this plastic waste. At least at this point, you're recycling something. So that works really well. You can, if you want to start something bigger or you want to do 3 in a container, 3 seeds, you can do this. Same thing, you want to pop some holes in it. These work really well. This is a blueberry container, and as you can see, it's already got drainage holes in it. So you just fill it with soil, leave the lid with it, and you can put that on, and it'll help maintain the humidity, which helps some seeds shed their seed coat, and it means you have to water it a little less often. Once they get started, then you're going to want to open this up to prevent mold from forming, and you want good air circulation. But this is a really great container for starting seeds in. So if you've got these, save them. They work quite well. One of the cheaper things you can buy for pots this is a small solo cup. These came from the dollar store. You can get the big 16-ounce ones. This is not that big, but you can see I've popped some holes in this for drainage, and you can use these, and you can, if you're nice to them, you can use these multiple years before they really break down and they're not good. If you have them or you're recycling them or you have access to them, you can absolutely get these 6-pack cell packs. They usually come, this is like a 72 size, so you would get a full sheet that's 72 cells. And of course, these are intended to break apart, and you can do that. And these work just fine. I mean, my only argument with them is just how flimsy they are. And they don't really hold up. You'll be lucky to get 2 seasons out of them. So they're plastic and they're kind of a waste product. But I do keep them around because every once in a while, you know, I'm running out of space. I use something like this. I have seen these. Obviously, I have purchased them because I couldn't get solo cups for selling seedlings one year. And I don't like using these. My issue with these is that they don't have drainage holes. They go moldy really, really easily. They do not drain well. They tend to hold way too much water. So what happens is that your soil's too wet and your seeds rot or they damp off and you just have issues with them. And of course, you have to buy them. And they're not cheap. I want to say this was like $2. And I don't think, there's 10 containers here. You can get so much more for less. So now, if you've been starting seeds for a little while and you're looking to advance your seed starting skills, and you don't have a whole lot of space, I use soil blockers. So this is a 20 cell soil blocker that I need to clean. And basically you compact your soil start mix in here. You can't use a seed starting mix, it won't hold together. I have a recipe for soil blocking mix and I'll link the video for that below. But basically you compress the soil in it and you push it out, right? You squeeze it out. And I just save these little foil trays. I can get, usually I can get 2 on this, and that's 20 plants. I can get 20 basil plants in that amount of space. Now, if you're doing something that's a slightly larger seed, of course, you can get soil blockers in different sizes. This is a 1.5 inch. And this one has the Dimpler nipple in it, which is designed for putting a seed in. You can replace those. See if my big one's got that in there. Yeah. With these square ones. And the square ones are actually designed to take these miniature ones from the micro 20. So you can pot up if you want to. So if soil blocking is your thing, I'll link the videos down below. And you're going to see me do some soil blocking as we go on with the season. But I really wanted to touch on just the minimal things you need to start seeds, because this really doesn't have to be an expensive endeavor. The most important thing that you're going to buy is soil. And just get that potting mix and just reuse containers, whatever you can find. And then you do want to provide some light source. So you can buy like a tabletop light setup for on Amazon. You can get those type of things at Canadian Tire, Home Hardware, all your home hardware stores, right? You can buy that type of thing. And I'll link some of them down below for you to check out. And because your seedlings need, if you put them in a window, they tend to stretch and you don't get as quality a seedling if you start with lights. And the new ones are not very expensive to run because they run on an LED light, which use very, very minimal amount of electricity. So they work quite well for you. So I'll link that down below. But that's it, guys. You really don't need all this expensive stuff to start seeds. So I hope if you want to start growing this year and you're scared to start seeds and you're going to wait till the seedlings come out, buy yourself some seeds and give it a try. I mean, you can go to the dollar store and get seeds. You don't have to order seeds from a seed catalog. I order from a catalog because I'm ordering very specific varieties for my market garden that perform well for my conditions. But if you're just starting out and you want to grow a basic tomato, a basic cucumber, basic lettuce, go to the dollar store, get 3 for $1 and be done with it. And reuse containers. Just get yourself some nice potting soil and you're good to go. So if you have any comments, any questions, if you'd like to add to this, please comment down below because we all learn from each other that way. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you here next time on the farm.